Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So Stefan Hubert here, wanting to share what his hopium is. He says, my hopium, I'll repeat it, so you do not have to. Hopium. And then he gives us some important dates, guys, the deadlines in the Ripple XRP lawsuit, Wednesday, January 19th, end of all discovery. So let's not forget that. Thursday, the next day, the 20th. Sunshine meeting, approval of the final settlement. And then Monday, January 24th, 2022, public announcement of the settlement. So they will deliberate after the end of all discovery. They signed a binding agreement saying that they will discuss the final approval of settlement for at least 1 hour, and then we will get a public announcement on January 24th. So these are all things that will hopefully glean some more positive news for the XRP community this month. I know, guys, it's been a little rough. I mean, with price of Bitcoin going down, with price of XRP going down, it hasn't been great. I did a video this morning just talking about the technicals of the market and why we're seeing this dump. Is this the end for Bitcoin? When are we going to see the alt season? And guys, if you didn't catch that video, I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner for you. Ultimately, though, the market is down. Everything is down right now, and there are some reasons for that. Stefan also posted this. I wanted to bring this up. Look what else I found. He says, even the 4 guests have to do with Ripple. Troy Paridis is a former SEC commissioner, but also an advisor to Ripple since 2020. So this panel, the panel that I talked about in yesterday's video that is also occurring on January 24th, he says consists of 2 former SEC employees who filed the lawsuit against Ripple and 2 former SEC employees who advise Ripple. Robert Jackson Jr., Stephanie Avakian, William Hinman, Troy Paridis, Mary Jo White. We can see Stephanie Avakian here. He just outlines this for us. Former chief of the SEC Enforcement Division, filed the lawsuit against Ripple. Of course, we've got William Hinman, former head of the Division of Corporate Finance, was interrogated by Ripple. And then we have Troy Paridis, former SEC commissioner since August of 2020, advisor to Ripple. And Mary Jo White, we know, former SEC chairwoman, represents Ripple in the lawsuit. So going to be very, very interesting to see how those 4 people all connect. I also wanted to bring this to you guys. This is some Ripple XRP news, maybe some indirect news that relates to Ripple and XRP. Do you guys remember the company P27? Well, they signed a strategic agreement with Mastercard. This platform has access to R3 core to settlement and XRP. And so back in 2019, I did a video about this. I don't know if I'll play a clip, but I will link this video that I did back in October of 2019, talking specifically about P27, the connection with XRP and MasterCard. And in the video, I discuss this idea that they had signed the deal, but they weren't really going to approve anything by 2021. Well, guys, now it's January 2022, and so it looks as though their deadline was pushed a little bit. But P27, the cross-border payment platform being developed by a group of Nordic banks, is to become the new national clearinghouse for Denmark, replacing the current infrastructure run by Finance Denmark. So now the deal has gone through, backed by Danske Bank, Handelsbanken, Nordea, OP Financial Group, SEB, and Swedbank. P27's lofty ambition is to create the common state-of-the-art payment platform in the Nordic countries. And so they finally have gotten approval. Right down here, I just wanted to mention this. This can potentially result in a Nordic clearing setup with full interoperability across the region, replacing the current national clearing options. Full interoperability, guys, across Scandinavia. So interesting news there. Again, I will link the video that I did about this a couple of years ago. I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner and in the description of the video if you guys are interested. But anyway, wanted to bring that to you guys from Matthew Liny. Wanted to thank him for posting that. More Ripple XRP partner news, guys, with Tranglo. They are opening a payments corridor to Hong Kong. Tranglo is excited to announce that it has added Hong Kong as a receiving corridor on its cross-border payments network. With the enhancement, Tranglo now delivers near real-time payments there. Tranglo will leverage Hong Kong's faster payment system launched by its monetary authority in 2018 to facilitate quicker money transfers, and Global e-Money Alliance, an international social banking platform, to create a seamless cross-border payment highway. This addition is expected to benefit all existing partners and businesses looking for an integrated payout solution to Hong Kong. Of course, interoperability, direct 24/7 payments, very, very important for influential financial hubs. Tranglo's direct-to-bank payout service is available 24/7 and supports both individual and business senders. Individual beneficiaries will receive the funds in Hong Kong within minutes, subject to terms and conditions. So, great news there with regards to Tranglo, a Ripple-enabled company, now opening a payments corridor. And of course, the 24/7 aspect, the quick, efficient payments. This is what is going to keep businesses competitive in 2022 and beyond. We've already seen a lot of development in 2021, and now this is the next step. So I just wanted to also mention, Tranglo Group CEO Jackie Lee said Hong Kong has always been a popular sending corridor for us. In 2020, it came second in our list of top sending corridors. This year, the huge demand for payments into Hong Kong has prompted us to make it a receiving corridor too. So they're also seeing that payments are becoming, sending and receiving, becoming more and more popular. Of course, the beer flu pandemic has likely accelerated this, but Tranglo, a Ripple-enabled partner, has found a solution for the people of Hong Kong. So I thought that was great news. Wanted to keep moving though, guys. Jimmy Valley posted this. Gee, we want to know the plan too. Looks like we're aligned with the bankers after all. He just posted this, retweeted out this payments infrastructure news. Breaking: the American Bankers Association, or the ABA Bankers, has confirmed to the Federal Reserve on Monday that it supports a plan to migrate to ISO 20022 on a single day, but said it has serious concerns regarding the lack of detail about the plan. Now, before you guys get too excited about the switch flipping, I wanted to mention that that single day will be executed in November of 2023, so more than a year away now. Nevertheless, they are saying the notice plans for making the migration to ISO 20022 for Fedwire on a single day no earlier than November of 2023, instead of the phased approach originally considered in 2018 and later postponed. So the bad news, we have to wait a little bit. The good news is that this is going to occur on a single day, and there are also a contingency plan here. As somebody points out, it was J.M. Johnson here on Twitter. He says that with those restrictions, we recommend that the ISO 20022 migration will take place over the weekend of November 3rd and 4th of 2023. If this date needs to be pushed back for any reason, a backup weekend migration can be scheduled 2 weeks later on November 17th and 18th of 2023. This allows for 2 weeks to address any remaining issues and still meet the target launch date of November of 2023. So, bit of a ways away. Nevertheless, they want it to happen on one day or over one weekend. I think this could be really, really big. Who knows where the price of XRP will be at that moment in time? Of course, we still have the settlement. That is going to increase the price of XRP and perhaps be part of the catalyst for the altcoin market to rally. We're hoping for that somewhere in 2022. Then, if I were to kind of give you guys a rough timeline, we would see a peak in around Q1 or Q2 of 2022, see that altcoin peak, then see the market decline. People will say we're in a bear market. We will be in a bear market. But then enter November 2023. So we will have been in that bear market for about a year and a half. Fast forward to November of 2023, we have the integration of ISO 20022. So there will be time to perhaps buy XRP at the bottom. And I'm assuming that bottom might be 60 cents or so, just based on supply zones and demand zones, key support and resistance levels. Anyway, I'm just kind of giving you guys a broad overall rough picture of what I'm seeing here. So 2023, not so great. The good news though, Fedwire, of course, integrated with Volente. That is what the Fed has chosen, and Volente is a Ripple partner. So always just keep that in mind. Wanted to thank Jimmy Valley for posting this. Also wanted to mention this, guys, from the Wrath of Kahneman. This has to do with MoneyGram. We know they've done a deal with Stellar, but this is also interesting. Wild. Thanks, he says, for pointing this out. Today, MoneyGram invested in CoinMe, their partner in offering cash and BTC services. And CoinMe was Ripple's first announced partner for the crypto liquidity hub. So isn't that interesting? MoneyGram's strategic investment will help the crypto cash exchange company to expand globally and in other areas. Cash transfer company MoneyGram International has made a strategic minority investment in cryptocurrency cash exchange company CoinMe, giving it a 4% ownership stake. So MoneyGram just announced this yesterday, which was Wednesday. In May, MoneyGram said it would allow customers to buy and sell Bitcoin for cash at 12,000 US retail locations through a partnership with CoinMe. The two companies have additional initiatives planned to boost the value of their pact, according to the Wednesday release. So MoneyGram apparently working with Stellar, but also investing in the crypto liquidity hub, who is coincidentally partnered with Ripple, CoinMe. Very, very interesting to note. So Wrath of Kahneman just also bringing up a few more points. Originally, the Ripple Liquidity Hub was announced with CoinMe, noting there are thousands of BTC ATMs. They touted their experience routing ODL. MGI now cashes BTC in and out, CoinMe providing the asset, spot trading small amounts like an ATM. Now, so before Twitter's hysteria takes over, remember, this is for delivery of crypto. It isn't the ODL XRP to fiat rail. The real question is how coordinated the three companies were in rolling this out. So let's think about this for a second. We know MoneyGram has a history with Ripple. We know CoinMe now has a partnership with Ripple, and now MoneyGram has announced they are owning a 4% stake in CoinMe. We also know on the side, MoneyGram is working with Stellar. Interesting little group there of companies that may or may not see eye to eye on certain processes. It's going to be an interesting dynamic for sure. It's really a very small volume, but remarkable that it's economically feasible. And so Wrath of Kahneman here just sourcing his materials here. You guys can read all of these. I will link this tweet thread in the description of the video if you're interested. So great news there from Wrath of Kahneman. And this guy's from Wheezy at Nerd Nation Unbox. Wow, wow, wow. Ex-release coordinator for Ethereum, Vinay Gupta, is exposing Ethereum and what they're doing. Basically taking advantage of the retail investor. So this is shocking and breaking news. Vinay Gupta, guys, used to be part of the Ethereum Foundation consensus. Listen to what he has to say about Ethereum.
What's actually happening with all of this stuff, right, is there are a bunch of people that have a shit ton of Ether, right? I sold out at $14 a coin. We broke our legal situation, right? The foundation did something stupid that exposed all of us to a shit ton of liability. And at that point, my choice was divesting or moving to a jurisdiction without an extradition treaty with the US. So I divested, knowing that it was going to cost me tens of millions of dollars. Full whack, it would have cost me $56 million. So what I should really have done is moved to a place with no extradition treaty with the US and accepted that I was hiding out. But such is life. The Yang, so what they're doing is this. You've got $500 million worth of Ether, right? You can't sell $500 million worth of Ether without crashing the Ether price. So what you're looking for is ways of turning your Ether into money in ways which don't crash the Ether price by selling out and turning it into dollars. This is the core goal. So what they've discovered is a whole bunch of weird protocols that allow people to borrow, to lend money, lend their Ether out, and then claim interest on the Ether, which is then paid in real currencies. So what we're doing is we're building a whole kind of speculative leverage market. You've got 1,000 Ether. You want to buy more Ether because you think the price is going up. So you borrow money against your 1,000 Ether into another token, then you sell those tokens for more Ether. And so you've got all of this kind of leveraged financialization stuff going on. The critical thing is that it's all zero sum. Every penny made in these markets is being lost somewhere else in the system. And the non-zero sum use of crypto is like 0.25% of the total transaction volume. So to all intents and purposes, what we've gotten is very, very, very aggressive, unregulated crypto speculation.
Wow, that sounds like a blowing of the whistle to me. Stating step by step what the Ethereum Foundation was doing for its founders, Vinay Gupta admitting, look, they messed up legally and I had to divest or flee the country to another country without an extradition treaty to the United States. And then there's the issue of cashing out of the Ether, right? How do you cash out of so much without crashing the market? And they devised a plan to accomplish that. Now there's a second video here, just about a minute long. Let me play you the rest of this.
So to all intents and purposes, what we've gotten is very, very, very aggressive, unregulated crypto speculation. And it's just draining money from people that are buying Bitcoin or weird tokens in the hope of getting rich one day.
Yeah. So are you actually writing off when you sold your Ether, or you didn't get any money out of that?
No, I mean, I sold it at 14. I probably pulled out 2 years worth of income, maybe a little more. But, you know, I knew that if I held onto it, it was going to be worth a lot more, but what was going to come with it was a shit ton of legal risk. And so I sold it out at that point because I wanted to be out of the legal firing line. But I also had a feeling that the project had become fundamentally corrupted, kind of at a spiritual level. And I think that has been very much borne out in practice. Right? It has not developed a defensive line. There's a new project called...
And then the clip ends there. So, calling the Ethereum Foundation out fundamentally corrupted. And this isn't the only Vinay Gupta clip that I have for you today, guys. Here's another one from Nerd Nation Unboxed. Something you should be paying attention to if you are involved in cryptocurrency trading, investing, what have you, which I'm sure 100% of you are, maybe 99% of the people listening to this video are. Listen to this.
If we were going to actually become functioning parts of the global economy, we had to not allow the space that we were in to be overrun by fraud. Right? Because at that point, you can't make any claim that we created a libertarian environment. What we created, unfortunately, to a very substantial degree, was a criminal environment, because we had technologies which could have blocked crime and we didn't use them that way. And as a result, an enormous number of people literally got ripped off from one end to the other. And because all the numbers were going up, a lot of that fraud was just buried in growth in the underlying platform tokens. You lose a bunch of money on an ICO, but you make it back up because your remaining Ether is worth 40 times what it was the day before. Those are completely exceptional market conditions, right? And those market conditions, let us not forget, every penny that went in came from somebody else taking a loss, right? These numbers don't just appear from nowhere. A lot of people lost a lot of money in crypto, and that money is what fueled the ICO scams. So we have to think about this in terms of wealth transfer versus wealth creation. Crypto was an enormously effective bubble in terms of wealth transfer. It was a terrible machinery in terms of wealth creation. And I bailed very, very, very early. I haven't held tokens in anything, not even Bitcoin or Ether, in years, because I was so unhappy with the amount of market fixing and price rigging that was going on that I just didn't really want to be making money from those things. Right? When we hit the Dow crisis way back in the day, I looked at the legal underpinnings of what we were standing on and said, there's no way this is going to work. And I divested at that point and remained token clear since then. Now, in this field, that sounds like insanity, right? But if you've got both feet planted in the real world, you have to ask yourself, what is it that is being accomplished that is producing this river of money? And I wasn't willing to profit from the frauds that other people were committing, so I wasn't going to hold their tokens.
So Vinay Gupta calling it like it is. I mean, I think the crypto market has matured a little bit. It is still maturing in 2022, and this is why we're seeing in the United States specifically regulatory bodies fighting, turf wars with the CFTC, the SEC fighting over who is going to be regulating crypto. I think one thing is for certain, the US government realizes crypto does need to be regulated for this exact reason. A lot of fraud going on, guys, a lot of scams, and even on the petty scam level, lots of scams going on Twitter through email phishing. So just be careful, guys. Know what you hold. Do not buy coins that do not solve a problem. That's my motto and just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.